Hi everyone, subscribe, press like and share your predictions for today's games in the comments below. And while you're typing, we proceed to start. Let's get the show on the pitch. Stephanie Frappart will become the first woman to referee a men's World Cup tie between Germany and Costa Rica. Neymar will not be available to play against Cameroon as he fell ill and continues to recover from the injury. Bayern Munich are still working on a possible transfer of Harry Kane, but the Bavarians' bosses are skeptical whether they'll be able to pull it off. Senegal dedicated the victory in qualification for the 2022 World Cup last 16 to its former player Papa Bouba Diop, who died 2 years ago. The Netherlands have progressed from their first round group in all 9 attempts at the World Cup, setting the best 100% opening group record by any nation at the tournament. Massimiliano Allegri will stay on as Juventus head coach despite the mass boardroom exodus. Louis van Gaal hasn't lost in 10 World Cup games, submitting the highest ever tally among managers who went without a defeat in the competition. Qatar is the first team to lose 3 matches at home World Cup, hitting a record for conceded goals for host country, 7. Karim Benzema is expected to arrive at Real Madrid base on December 9th. Then he will immediately begin individual training. Bayern signed the 16-year-old midfielder of Atletico, Javier Fernandes, notified Transfermarkt. Karim Benzema flew to Reunion Island in the Indian Ocean, where he is about to spend several days of rest. The overall bad attitude towards the World Cup and Germany national team bothers Goretzka and a number of other players. They mostly complain about a lack of support and even gloating from Qataris after a poor performance against Japan. The battle between Argentina and Mexico was the most watched Spanish-language World Cup group stage broadcast in the US history, drawing 8.9 million viewers and 40.5 million viewers for the Mexican broadcast. Cristiano Ronaldo texted Piers Morgan straight after the match against Uruguay to insist he had touched the ball in Portugal's opening goal. FIFA confirmed that Cristiano Ronaldo did not have the final touch of the ball with Portugal's first goal against Uruguay, according to highly accurate data taken from a sensor inside the match ball. The knockout finale of the UEFA Nations League will be held in the Netherlands in June 2023. Iranian authorities sent fake fans to attend Team Mali's ties with Wales and USA. Kolo Touré has been appointed as the head coach of Wigan Athletic. Real Madrid are interested in the services of Benfica and Argentina international midfielder Enzo Fernandez. Ilkay Gundogan and Antonio Rudiger were against the idea of closing mouths for protest, but that now has been settled. Alexandro will miss the game against Cameroon due to a hip injury. Sergei Milinkovic-Savic dreams of playing for Real Madrid, but the Merengues are showing no sign of interest in the player at all. Senegal defensive midfielder Idrissa Gueye will miss the round of 16 tie against England due to picking up too many yellow cards. Cody Gakpo has equaled the number of goals scored by Johan Cruyff in World Cups, 3, becoming the first man in the Netherlands' history to score in the first 3 games of a World Cup tournament. Max Cruz left Wolfsburg due to termination of contract by mutual consent. Andrea Onana has been removed from Cameroon's squad after a quarrel with head coach Rigobert Song. Either Gianluca Ferrero or Alessandro Nasi will become the new president of Juventus, while Alessandro Del Piero could become club's honorary president. It took 107 minutes for Marcus Rashford to score 3 goals at the World Cup. He has the best result among players with the same amount of accurate shots. Christian Pulisic scored the winner against Iran at the cost of a serious injury in a brutal point-blank collision with the goalkeeper. For the clash against Iran, the USMNT fielded the youngest roster among all World Cup teams with an age average of 24 years and 321 days. Among other things, yesterday we got 4 more participants for the 2022 World Cup last 16 stage. The results of the games in Groups A and B are right in front of you. Moving on to the main news of the release. Let's have a brief rewind of yesterday's events. The Netherlands won 2-0 over Qatar, securing themselves a first-place spot with 7 points. In the round of 16, the Flying Dutchman will face the USMNT, who dealt with Iran 1-0 thanks to Pulisic's strike, eventually finishing second in their quartet. England beat Wales thanks to a brace from Rashford and a goal from Foden to top the group and advance to further battle with Senegal in the knockout phase. Interestingly enough, the Lions of Teranga got smashed 2-1 by Ecuador. The return of the 35-year-old Argentine from PSG to Barca is a total utopia. The matter is that the relationship between Messi and the Catalan's president, Joan Laporta, is still cold, despite the fact of both publicly trying to smooth things over. Moreover, Barca are also held back by the financial factor. The club has no place for Messi on their payroll cap, not to mention the 1-4 rule, which will probably apply to Barca once again next summer. In January 2023, the 1-1 rule will be applied after the activation of financial leverage. For this reason alone, Blaugrana board thought about bringing the striker back in January, but the Parisians have no intention to let the performer go. Even if the Red and Blues are set to agree on the deal, then only for huge money. Besides, Paris Saint-Germain management is keen on extending Leo's contract. Cristiano Ronaldo has a huge £1.2 million per week offer from Saudi Arabian side Al Nassr, as per CBS Sports. However, the 37-year-old has bigger in mind, according to Graham Bailey of Team Talk, despite the recent controversy. The Portuguese wants to keep playing at the top level in Europe for at least another 18 months, the end of the 2023-24 campaign. There is a host of clubs keeping an eye on Ronaldo during the World Cup after he left Manchester United by mutual consent earlier this month. Barcelona are among the clubs interested in signing Argentina midfielder Enzo Fernandes next year, Sport claims. However, they will face stiff competition from rivals Real Madrid for the acquisition of the Benfica star. Los Blancos could push for the signing of Fernandes if they miss out on Jude Bellingham next summer. Barca sees Fernandes as a good replacement for Sergio Busquets, who might leave in the summer. Benfica have placed a €120 million release clause in his contract, but could negotiate a deal for a smaller amount. PSG are currently leading the chase to sign Palmeiras wonder kid Endrick, ESPN claims. The Liga 1 side have taken pole position in the pursuit of the teenager and are ready to make a fresh bet after seeing their initial offer of €45 million rejected. PSG forward Neymar is trying to convince Endrick to join him in Paris and has been speaking to him quite often. Palmeiras are holding out for €60 million for the 16-year-old, who can only officially join a European club once he becomes an adult in 2024. Kylian Mbappe has become an early frontrunner for the Ballon d'Or award, according to Go. The Frenchman dethroned his PSG partner and Argentina forward Lionel Messi from first place. As for now, the current top 10 looks like this. First, Kylian Mbappe. Second, Lionel Messi. Third, Neymar. Fourth, Erling Haaland. Fifth, Robert Lewandowski. Sixth, Vinicius Jr. Seventh, Kevin De Bruyne. Eighth, Mohamed Salah. Ninth, Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. And 10th, Jamal Musiala. Footage of Cristiano Ronaldo's immediate reaction to FIFA awarding Portugal's opener against Uruguay to Bruno Fernandes has emerged. Commentary on ITV Sport was under the impression Ronaldo had scored, praising his awareness in the box. Those inside the ground were ahead of the curve. Fernandes' name and picture flashed up on the screen, much to the surprise of Ronaldo on the field. Ronaldo returned to the center circle before taking a look at the stands. After seeing Fernandes' name and number, he threw his arms in the air before letting out a wry smile. According to Void Ball football journalist Marco Timmer, Liverpool are ready to open talks with Gakpo after the World Cup concludes. However, it's claimed that talks would not be a foregone conclusion. However, a fee of €50 million could be enough to secure the player, which would break PSV's exciting outgoing transfer record of €40 million. And Liverpool.com claims that in Gakpo, the Reds may have found another Diogo Jota. Arsenal have been urged to explore the possibility of a swap deal involving Gabriel Martinelli and PSG superstar Kylian Mbappe. Martinelli is under contract with Arsenal until 2024, with the club holding an option to extend it by a further year. However, the Premier League club is expected to offer the Brazilian an improved deal to convince him to commit his long-term future to the club, amid reported interest from elsewhere. According to Football London, French champions Paris Saint-Germain are considering a move for the winger. It's claimed PSG are willing to pay up to €60 million £51.8 million for Martinelli, who only joined Arsenal in a £6 million move from Brazilian side Ituano in 2019. And that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. Check out the suggested video section for more. It was Football News. Have a nice one, and see ya in a bit.